Welcome once again, my dear student, to the JSS 1 first term curriculum for week 2. Thank you very much for following through the classes we've had so far. Now we are treating the fourth topic in the JSS 1 first term curriculum for week 2, which is element of composition. It is actually under composition writing. First of all, what is composition? Composition is the act of writing. If you want to know more about composition, you can check our previous video on composition. So like I said earlier, composition is all about writing. It's penning down your thoughts, writing down your thoughts or ideas in an organized way. Emphasis on organized way. Now, we can't say every writing is a composition. No, we cannot. Every writing is not a composition, except the writing follows the proper rules of composition, which are the elements of composition, and it is organized. Then we can say, okay, this is a composition. So, like I said earlier, writing down your thoughts in an organized way is composition. Now, in this class, we will learn how to write down our composition in an organized way, which is the element of composition. So if you love writing, you're a good writer, or you want to write, please do well to listen carefully. Also, every student, please do well to listen as we start today's class. So like I said earlier, element of composition. The first element of composition we will be learning today is heading. Heading, otherwise called title. So I call this the name of the composition. This is the name of the composition. So this is the name you give to your composition. So if you are told to write a composition, you have to give it a name. And one thing about the name is actually the topic of your writing. So one thing about the name is, okay, the name tells the reader what they will be expecting, or it just gives the reader an overview of what they would be reading in the book. And make sure that as you're giving your composition a name, make sure that the heading of your composition is short. Not like a sentence. It's very short and grabby. It catches the attention of your readers. Most times you've seen it today that most persons do not read a book. Not because the book is not interesting. Oh yes, the book is interesting, the content is interesting, but the title is so boring. So they just leave the book aside. So take for instance, you go to the library and you get to see a title that is quite boring and the content in the book is very interesting. But because the title of the book is quite boring, you leave the book aside. So I'm advising you, if you're writing a composition, please make sure that your title, the name of your composition is short and grab the attention of your reader. Then 2, for the heading, make sure that your heading, that is the title or the topic of your composition, relates to the content of your writing. It relates to the content of your writing. Now, let me explain. What I'm trying to say is this. If you name your writing about, let's say, the continent, the main content of the book should be all about the continent of the world, right? Yes. Not that your readers get to open the book and they are seeing something differently. They are seeing probably you going to the zoo or you went to the market. They are expecting to see all about the continent that you wish to write about, because your heading states the continent. Or for instance, you want to talk about my school, so we'll be using my school as a run through the element of composition. We'll be using it as our example. Now, you're writing about my school. You name it my school. You don't name the composition my school name is Oya Lane as the title of the composition. That is just too long. You can Input that in the content of your book. So like I said earlier, you make sure the heading is short. So what do you put? You put my school. You name it my school. Or you want to talk about your best friend, you just name your composition my best friend. Very short and straight to the point. Now, let's move on to the next element of composition, which is introduction. 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 This is the beginning. This is the beginning of composition. This is the beginning of the composition. This is the beginning of your composition. This introduce the readers to what they are about to read. It's just like an open door. It's like you open the door and then you allow your readers to come into your home. So this is the beginning. It tells the reader, okay, this is what you're about to expect in this composition. So make sure your composition is straight to the point. Now, we want to write an introduction part. So your composition is written in the first paragraph. So the first paragraph of your write-up, after the heading, the first paragraph of the write-up is your composition. So your composition, you introduce us, tell us what you want to talk about. So we are talking about my school. So we can say that our introduction for my school will be, my school is one of the best school in town. My school is one of the best schools in town. The name of my school is Oya Lane. So I'm going to write that down. My school is one of the best school in town. Full stop. The name of my school is Oyalen. Full stop. So this is a very good introductory paragraph. Now also in your introductory paragraph, there's something you can add to it to make it look very good and make your reader relax. More or less like a bit educating them a bit before you start. Now, for instance, you're writing a composition on my school. You can make a general statement. You can say, a school is a place where learners go to learn and grow and get better in the future or as a human in the society. That's a very good intro. So you can start your write-up with that, educating your audience. Okay, I want to talk about my school, but first of all, I want you to know what a school is. So a school is a place where learners go to learn and grow and get better. Then full stop. Then you can add this. My school is one of the best school in town. The name of my school is Oya Lane. Full stop. You've written a very good introductory paragraph. Now you can move on. If you're talking about my best friend, you can talk about having a friend that loves you, a friend that is calm, ready to listen to you, that, oh yes, you have one, and the name of your friend is Tunde, or any name of your friend you add to it. Now the next element of composition is the body. The body. The body is the main part. The main parts of the composition. The body is the main part of the composition. So, one thing about composition is you sharing your thoughts about something, or sharing an information or your ideas about something, right? Very good. Or about the topic. Now, in your body, this is where you now pour down all your thoughts, or you want somebody else to read, or you want somebody else to know. So your body, you pour them all out. You put it all out down in the body of your composition. You can divide your body into paragraphs. That is, the body of the composition can be divided into paragraphs depending on what you wish to share and depending on the amount of information you wish to share in your composition. Take for instance, now we are writing a composition on my school, and then we have so many information we want to share about my school. So you want to write down the body of that composition. So you can say the first paragraph, you will be talking about the school compound. Probably you like the school compound. For you to call it the best, one of the best schools in town, meaning the school environment looks very nice and very neat. So you're going to talk about, so you will take paragraph one in the body as what? So you talking about the school compound. Then you still want to go on and tell them about your teachers and your students. So you can move that to paragraph two. You talking about your teachers and the students as it being one of the best schools in town. That means they have good teachers and very, very friendly students. Then you can also move on to paragraph 3 if you still want to share more information. You can move on to paragraph 3 and talk about the things that you love in the school. Why should you call it one of the best schools in town? Sure, there must be some things that you love about the school, probably the activities in the school. So you share that in your paragraph 3, and so many information that you want to talk about, you share all of them in your body in paragraphs. Then once you are done, you shared everything, you now move on to the last element of composition, which is conclusion. Conclusion. So this is the end. This is the end of your composition. This is the end of your composition. This is the closing part of your composition, where you close, you summarize everything, the summary part. This is where you summarize all your points. You summarize it probably in 2 or 3 sentences. So you can say, I love my school because it has made me grow better in learning and becoming a good human in the society. So that's a very good conclusion for your composition on my school. So any composition you're writing, make sure it has a conclusion. You concluding and closing your writing. And yes, your conclusion follows the last paragraph. The last paragraph is actually the conclusion or concluding paragraph. So these are the elements of composition. So if you follow this up, you can be able to write down a very good and concise composition. So you have the heading, which is the name of the composition. We have the introduction, which is the beginning of the composition. We have body, which is the main part of the composition. We have conclusion, which is the end part of the composition. I would love you to pick a topic and write your own composition following the element of composition.